Jalen, but you're the young guys on this team. Been a bit of a roller coaster. How do you take this all in?
If you're Magic Johnson, you have about 10 rings as a player, executive, and in ownership. So he understands massaging these egos are going to be big for the remainder of the season. So he's going to fly and talk to the team and let Ingram and Ball know, I took you #2 overall. Kuzma, I believed in you late in the first round. Hart, I took you in the second round. You guys have to be professionals and finish out this season and give us a chance to actually not only make it to the playoffs, but to go a little bit further. So you'll see Magic do a few interviews nationally this week. He'll probably call up Rachel and go on the jump. But more importantly, now it's time for them to get out there and play good basketball and try to get in the playoffs.
Yeah, I agree. I think Magic's doing the right thing. You know, it was a lot of, obviously, speculation swirling around. He's at the head of the snake there. He's the leader. So I think he needs to try to come and galvanize the group. But I also think, you know, they have 4 champions on this roster. Bron, Rondo, even JaVale, Tyson Chandler. Those guys are also responsible of going and hugging the young guys, you know, loving the young guys, saying, listen, what's done is done. You're going to be here. Let's put it all together and go try to make the playoffs and make some noise.
To me, these guys are grown men. They don't need to be massaged egos by Magic Johnson. Listen, this is the business. This is what you signed up for. This is what you knew what it was going to be when LeBron came. I mean,
come on, Paul.
Take it for what it is.
Paul, stop.
These are grown men. Listen,
come on.
Nobody needs to come in here and tell you they sorry or you were in rumors. You got to deal with it. That's what comes with being in the NBA.
Paul,
you didn't get moved.
If you
didn't get moved, so now it's time to forget about it and play. You stayed put.
See, some of us forget. Some of us forget when we was players.
So here's the thing.
That's just mentally weak. So you need that.
So here's a perfect example of a great Hall of Fame player that played the first, 10 plus years in Boston, right?
Okay.
So versus you and me who got moved earlier in our careers. Like, it does have an effect on a player when you have a level of uncertainty about your personal or professional relationship with a team. It's an absolute fact.
Do you argue that?
So that means that I need the president to come in here and apologize.
That's his job.
I think
really
everybody's
happening across the league. Everybody.
It is.
It's because Magic, this is national news. You think this hasn't happened across the league with other teams? I don't hear about any other presidents coming in there having to massage these guys' egos and
Maybe
stuff.
you don't hear about it.
I know we don't hear about it.
This is the Lakers.
Part of the business.
It is a part of the business.
Move past it and hoop the rest of the season and see what you got at the end of the season.
I don't care what relationship you're in. Everybody needs reassurance.
Yes.
I don't care what you say, Paul Pierce. You was a young player in the league at one point, and you needed it too.
Paul, you make us tell you how good you are.
Y'all just was sensitive. They came to me. I'm cool.
You're doing a good job, Paul.
Move me then.
Time to check out tonight's signature style, brought to you by Zales. This one, I believe, really, and one big red flag.
This is Philadelphia saying, we want to win, and we want to win right now.
Their starting lineup is now the best in the East.
This season, no team in the NBA has embraced the big trade more than the Sixers. Twice going full blockbuster in the acquisition department by picking up Jimmy Butler in November and Tobias Harris earlier this week. On paper, Philly has arguably the best starting 5 in the East, but games aren't won on paper, and it remains to be seen how well they will mesh on the court. The good news is that Harris instantly gives Philly's starting 5 something it desperately needs: shooting.
Side Harris, the catch, the shot, the 3 is good, and the Philadelphia fans love it.
Their existing big 3 can't really shoot threes. Simmons, Embiid, and Butler are all great players, but none of them thrive from downtown. Before the trade, the trio combined to make just 2.4 threes per game, while sinking just 33% of their three-point attempts. These dudes aren't the Splash Brothers. Furthermore, in the deal to get Harris, Philly also shipped out 3 of its top 4 three-point shooters. That's why for this to work, Harris must shoot and make a lot of threes to fill that void. If his numbers in Clipperland are any indication, he's got this. So far this season, Harris has been killing it from downtown. Let's start in the corners.
What a shot! Tobias Harris!
As a Clipper, Harris ranked 3rd in efficiency, draining an incredible 52.9% of his corner tries. Only Steph Curry and Darren Collison had been better. Harris kills it above the break, too. In LA, Harris ranked 6th in efficiency, draining 41.5% of his attempts.
Harris for three. Yes, sir!
Simply said, the Sixers need shooting, and Harris has got it. However, there is one big red flag.
Harris with a monster slam.
Harris is at his best offensively as a pick-and-roll ball handler. And he thrived in Clipperland in part because Doc Rivers and the Clips run more pick-and-roll than any other team in the league. Brett Brown and the Sixers run the fewest pick-and-rolls in the league. They play through Embiid. They post up. They love dribble handoffs. The Clippers featured Harris in over 900 pick plays this season. Ben Simmons has run less than 500. And the guy Harris is replacing as the starting 4 in Philly, Wilson Chandler, ran just 21. Harris's breakout season may break down if he can't reinvent himself as an off-ball weapon in Philly's suddenly star-studded lineup. If he does it, the Sixers might go to the finals and Harris might get a max deal. But if he doesn't, he might be playing for yet another new squad this fall.
And Kirk is rushing us to next fall. Let me just enjoy the moment, Kirk. So let's talk the offenses and how they differ from Philly to L.A. as far as Tobias is concerned.
Well, Tobias is such a good player. He'll figure it out. And that was a good piece, and it exposed a lot of things that we're going to already talk about. But with the Clippers, they were 3rd in the league in running pick and rolls, which Tobias is a very good pick and roll player, not only as the picker, but he can also handle and score too. Well, with Philly, they're last in the league. So that concerns me in terms of if you don't start running more pick and rolls, you won't get the Tobias that you traded for, right? So he'll figure it out, and he's such a good player, and he's playing with a pass-first point guard in Ben Simmons, who is also smart and will figure it out, but that was the only thing that concerned me.
Well, with this team, he doesn't need to be the Tobias Harris for the Clippers. He's not going to be that 20-point scorer because of the other all-stars they have on this team. But the great thing about him is he can play any type of style. You can put him in the pick and roll. You can put him as a spot-up shooter. You can put him in the post, and he can thrive in any of those roles. So I think he's a perfect fit to what they actually need because his roles decreased. He doesn't have to be that go-to guy like he was for the Clippers. So that's what makes him a perfect fit. He can spot up, he can do a number of things, and really be effective.
It's interesting for me that these two teams are facing one another because the Sixers actually went out and did what the Lakers talked about doing. And so what ended up happening is we talked so much about them getting Anthony Davis. Nobody talked about them getting Butler. Nobody talked about them getting Tobias Harris. It just happened. So he's a vet. He's going to be professionalism. And he's going to bring height as well. When you're going against the Celtics, you're going against the Greek Freak. When you go against Toronto, you're going to need guys that have versatility on the perimeter, that give you length on both ends of the floor. He's going to be able to provide that as well.
Opening up some eyes in the East. It's going to be good. You know what else is going to be good? NBA All-Star Weekend. Begins Friday out in Charlotte. Celebrity Game will be on ESPN this year. Who we have in this thing, Jay?
I know Luke Cage going to be in the building.
Oh, you like that?
My guy JB Smooth. Quavo's going to be in the house.
Steve Smith, Dr.
Sue Bird.
Quavo got MVP last year, didn't he? He got game.
Did he?
Yeah, I was the coach.
Adam, this year?
Oh, yeah.
I
You
was
just
the
said
coach.
give him the ball and just
I was the
what you got to do, youngin'.
There's a 4-point line. 7
Put him in that James Harden offense.
Throughout February, the NBA celebrates Black History Month by honoring those who paved the way for future generations, and you can share using hashtag NBA Voices. 27 games left for the Lakers' postseason dreams. I can't believe that's true. Will they get a trip to the playoffs or a sweet vacation? We got this or that.
I wonder if Paul going to Charlotte to coach this year.
Chris Tucker with his side.
Well,
What's up? My name is Chris Tucker, and I'm gonna tell you a story. My church is down on Crenshaw, West Angeles, in LA. Everybody go there. Usually, you know, I got a clear view of everything. Now, recently things changed in my church. I see this big, tall figure. I can't see who it is, and then... I'm like, I should have known. I should have known. You come to LA, now you messing up my time with the Lord. Get out of the way, man. I can't see nothing, LeBron. And I try to look around, and Magic Johnson's on the other side. I can't see over him neither. And I'm like, y'all know y'all tall. Why y'all sitting up in the front seat? And me and LeBron almost got in a fight. I said, man, why are you sitting in the front seat? And he was like, they put me up here. They put me up here. He knew I couldn't see nothing. He said, well, just listen. Just listen. Listen. I said, I need to see the pastor. I want to see his expressions in his face. I don't just want to listen. He said, listen and shut up. I said, wait a minute, man. I'm not J.L. Smith. You're not going to talk to me any kind of way. And you just going to get away with it. I want to see the pastor. I said, well, bend down. Something, man. Good God, they could have put you in the balcony. And then Magic got into it, said, come on, Chris, man, he just got to L.A., man. Let him live. Let him enjoy church like everybody. You ain't got to see the pastor, Chris. You know, I said, no, man, you're not going to smooth talk with me with your great attitude. Just ridiculous. I love you, man. I've been at that church longer than you. Now you messing up my time with the Lord. I'm glad he's in church. But sit in the back row, man. You're too tall to be sitting in the front row. Nobody can see. That's all I'm complaining about.
Did he end with, that's all I'm complaining about? I did not see the church story going that way. By the way, the popcorn in the church thing.
I love
Jalen
that.
Move.
No question about it.
That's not bad at all. So now it is time for a special This or That Lakers edition.
Here they come, yo. Here they come. Here they come, yo. Here they come. Here they come.
This or that.
Here they come.
This or that. 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 This or that.
You could get with this, or you could get with that. You could get with this, or you could get with that. You could get with this, or you could get with that. I think you get with this. This is kind of fat. You could get with this, or you could get with that. You could get with this, or you could get with that. You could get with this, or you could get with that. I think you get with this, because this is where it's at.
Time to get binary, America. This or that, two things. You choose one or the other. Chauncey, you're starting off the first one. The Lakers' win against the Celtics will be a high point or a turning point?
I think it will be a turning point. I really do. If LeBron is healthy and Rondo's healthy the rest of the season, I see them sneaking in the playoffs. So I say turning point.
Anyone, Jalen?
High point. Listen, that was a good win, but, you know, they have one of the toughest schedules for the rest of the season. And I really don't know if, unless LeBron's healthy, that they're going to make the playoffs.
That's fair.
So he has to play the rest of the games.
So basically you're saying exactly what I just said.
I just think it was just a. I think it was just a high point.
But he said
it was just a high point. That's all.
But he says if LeBron's healthy.
Well, you're optimistic.
But
he's
I'm
not.
right there. I don't know if
Is
it's
the glass half empty or half full?
empty, dude.
I feel like the turning point is that LeBron is healthy. I feel like a turning point is that the Clippers traded Tobias Harris.
Oh, that helps. Okay.
Because had they not done that, they would have been in the playoffs, probably in the
Jalen,
Lakers.
this game is based on a binary system of choices.
Turning point.
Two. All right, next up. Chauncey, you're going to start again, and we're trying to make this a little smoother.
Cool.
LeBron James for the Lakers this season will be a hero or a witness?
Hero.
I knew you were going to say that.
Hero,
Okay.
because guess what? They were the 4th seed when he went down. Fell all the way off. Now he's back. And if he climbs back and they make the playoffs, he's a hero.
Jalen, you?
For them.
You need to spend more time in Los Angeles.
Really?
They got 16 championships. You see all of those statues out there?
They've been playing meaningless basketball for a few years.
He's going to be a witness if he get bounced in the first or the second round, Mr. Big Shot.
You got to get to the playoffs first.
These fans want LeBron to get a championship for the Lakers more so than they want him to get an Emmy.
With this roster.
Not with this roster. He's a hero with this team. For one, they haven't been to the playoffs in a while. He's their hero. He's going to bring them back to the playoffs if healthy, so he's a hero.
All right, Chauncey, you're going to start this one again.
Where's
Lakers
Kobe Bryant when I need him?
on April 13th will be in the playoffs or Cancun.
Playoffs.
And you are so optimistic.
Chauncey need him in the playoffs.
He really does.
Why do I need him in the playoffs?
I think you know why.
I think you know.
Dinners and whatnot.
That's no dinner?
Okay, Paul.
I need him to go to Cancun.
Wow.
I need
For Chauncey's benefit. For my benefit. I need him there. And you know what? I'll be there with him.
Wow. Oh.
I like what you did.
Oh, no, you won't. You'll be working, buddy.
Oh, you're right.
Where
You know what?
going? It's a beginning.
Oh, so I'll be in the playoffs and they'll be in Cancun. Okay.
The Los Angeles Lakers will be in the Western Conference playoffs. I just don't see a path where they don't get in with LeBron James in there. What happened is we've dismissed the talent of their young guys because we placed them in trade bait.
No, we didn't dismiss it. I think we're just basing it off years, a couple seasons past, and that the rest of the West got better. But I'm also a pessimist, and you're not. Makes sense. SportsCenter tonight, 10. John Anderson, Steve Levy highlights reactions from this game, and of course the Sixers. Tom Rinaldi reveals KD behind the headlines and how the Cowboys answer some of the biggest contract questions. Look at the Cowboys getting in on that in February. SportsCenter tonight on ESPN and the app. So, while Brandon Ingram's offensive fit with LeBron is under a little scrutiny, he received praise from LeBron with the defense guarding Kyrie down the stretch in Thursday's win. But a longer test awaits him in Philadelphia.
It's tax refund time. Instead of just throwing that money away,